guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for a 5x5. Now, if you've never seen the 5x5 series before, the idea is simple. I talk about 5 different topics, all related to magic. I give myself 5 minutes to talk about each topic. There is a countdown timer at the bottom of the screen. When the timer reaches 0, I move on to the next topic. It is quick, it is snappy. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to be talking about some really interesting stuff this week, including a sneak peek at a interview that I've got coming up with an underground sensation in the magic world, especially in the UK. And I'm also going to be spotlighting one of my older tricks that I released many, many years ago with a guy called Russell Leeds that has been overlooked by everybody, but is a really strong piece of mentalism that you can keep in your wallet. So without further ado, let's go straight into the first segment. Right, what I want to do, guys, is spotlight an older trick that I actually still perform to this day and I think is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to be talking to you about love cards that I created. I co-created this with a guy I used to be quite close with, a guy called Russell Leeds. He no longer is a magician, now he does property. But between us, we came up with this idea of love cards. And the whole idea was to have a routine that you could have in your wallet that would look organic. It lives in your wallet, and you can do a nice little mentalism routine that you can do anytime, anywhere. And it kind of flew under the radar. It did quite well, especially at Blackpool at the Magic Convention, like 2 years in a row. But it never set the world on fire compared to some of my other products like Keymaster and Chop. But it's a really cool thing to carry around with you. There's no memory work. It's an instant reset. You don't need a table. It's really cool. And I wanted to highlight this to you because a lot of people don't know about it, but it's available still from magic dealers. So I'm going to perform this for you now. It's called Love Cards. It's by myself and Russell Leeds. So, I don't know if you are married. I've got Sarah behind the camera helping me. And obviously, no, I'm saying to the people at the
I think I'm married.
Obviously, I've been married to Sarah for a long time. And the hook line with this trick is, have you ever seen these? These are called wallet cards. You can buy them in shops for people. And my wife's obsessed with them and buys me them all the time.
You don't buy me them anymore.
Not anymore, but true story. We used to buy each other these, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that's where I came up with the idea of this trick. I was like, we buy each other these anyway, so let's do a trick about them. And these are all specially made. But anyway, I digress. So the presentation is, I've got a whole bunch of these. My wife buys them for me, and I carry them around in my wallet. There's a whole bunch of different things. Goodbye. She wasn't leaving me. It's just, she was going on holiday on her own. Be my Valentine. Happy birthday. Thanks for the party. Get well soon. I was ill. Party. You're the best. Naturally. Merry Christmas. You're brilliant. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of them. There's loads. I'm going to give them a bit of a mix up, and Sarah's going to help me here. What I want you to do, Sarah, is think of a number between 1 and 10. It could be 1 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. You can think. Don't tell me. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I've got one.
Take all the cards, and what I want you to do in a second is you hold the cards face down like this.
Yeah.
Whatever number you're thinking of, take that many cards, put them from the top to the bottom one at a time. So if you thought of 5, for example, or 6, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to look at the bottom card. Okay? What you don't want to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4 and just put them underneath. I want you to make sure you've got the right number. So again, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd look at the bottom card. You get the idea?
Okay.
Okay, so take them for me. Very good. And then what I want you to do is take them and one at a time put them to the bottom, whatever number you're thinking of. So if you're thinking of 5, you take them one at a time and put them to the bottom, whatever number you're thinking of. And I'm trying not to look here. And then what I want you to do is look at that bottom card. Are you looking at the bottom card right now?
Yeah.
Very good. In fact, give me all the other cards back and just keep the bottom card. You're going to need to keep the bottom card. Okay? And I want you to have a look at that bottom card, okay? Now, I'm just going to write something here on a post-it note. I should have wrote this before, but I'm writing it now. And I'm going to scrunch this up into a ball. So, whatever number you're thinking of, are you happy with that number? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You'll see there's a whole bunch of lines. There's like 10 lines on each card. There's about 10 lines of text on each card. So there's about 1,000 words between all of these. Whatever number you're thinking of, go down to that line. So if you're thinking of 2, you look at the second line from the top. Look at that line, and then pick a big word on that line.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you got that word?
Yeah.
Concentrate on it. Okay, it's interesting. It's something you really like, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's something you enjoy doing. enjoying eating. Yeah. You're thinking of the word chocolate. Is that right?
Correct.
That's amazing. But let's even go one step further. That number you're thinking of, let's get a completely different word. This time, count from the bottom up. So again, if you're thinking of 2, you look at the second line from the bottom. Yeah, have you done that?
Yeah.
And again, pick a big word on that line.
Okay.
Now, to be clear, these words that you're thinking of, it's not like they're repeated all over that card, are they?
No.
It's the, and you could look at all of these and they're not repeated at all, but you're now thinking of another word, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I just read your mind and told you were thinking of chocolates. But what, you can say it now. What's the word you're thinking of this time?
Amazing.
Really? Because look what I wrote down on this piece of paper before we even began. Right from the very beginning, I wrote a word, one word only. With my terrible handwriting, I wrote the word amazing. So there you go. It's a great trick. I'm not going to give it a review because it's my own trick, but it's called Love Cards. You can get it from magic dealers. It's an instant reset. You put it in your wallet and you're good to go anytime, anywhere. That's the effect. Okay, so one thing that I know a lot of people really like seeing in the 5x5 series is live performance footage. And I understand why. I think you can learn so much by watching a performer do magic live at an event. Now, I do a lot of weddings, and I'm going to be sharing a video with you now of a wedding performance. So this is me performing Flash Coins Re-Litt by Chad Long. Now, I'm a huge fan of Chad Long. I've performed this routine on a Magic Live at the past. You know what? I get a lot of people saying that Flash Coins is not a commercial routine, but by God it is. So this was performed at a wedding. You can see that I was doing, I think it was neat. It was kind of an afternoon when I was doing it, and there were lots of tables with people sitting around. It was very informal. So I was sitting down with people at the tables performing magic for them, and I do flash coins. Now you'll notice that I use a quiver. When I do flash coins, I use a quiver wallet because it makes the switch very, very easy. And also, rather than what I actually use, I use a triple threat or a 3CM because I find that by using a triple threat or a 3CM, it makes everything so easy because I've basically got one gimmicked coin that I have, and that allows me to produce $3. Which makes it a lot easier than trying to produce 3 regular coins or using a flipper and a shell. So I use a 3CM for this routine. I use the quiver for this routine. I think there's a lesson to be learnt there, which is, as performers, I think sometimes we have to just make sure that we take the easiest possible path. You know, is there a way that you can do this that makes it a little bit easier for you, especially when you're performing in a situation where I am here, where you've got people from all directions, you've got people behind you. You need to make sure that you're managing your angles. So yeah, it's performance of flash coins. As I say, the quiver you can get from places like Illusionist, the 3CM you can get from Jamie Schoolcraft or Todd Lassen. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed the performance. One thing that I want you to look at the byplay with the spectators. Remember that magic ultimately is entertainment, and it's as important to entertain the people you're performing for as it is to fool them. You see what I have in here? No. Pieces of paper. Reach in and grab them out.
Oh, Hans, get your fingers in.
Well, it's like Tony would at bar.
Is there any more in there? You see any more in there? No more? All gone. All gone? All gone? There you go, all gone. We're going to put that right there. How many we have? 1, 2, 3. You're going to be lighter, lady. Oh, I know. Do you know how to light a lighter? Oh, yeah. Have a go. You do that so well. That was amazing. Here's what we're going to do. If I told you I could get those 3 pieces of paper back inside there, would that be good? No, it wouldn't. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to get them back in here in a very weird way. Light the lighter. Light the lighter. If I do this, I can turn that into... Wow. I know, that's the American silver dollar. I'll do that again, watch. We'll use this one. Do me a favor, light the lighter. I know. I've seen this before, I still don't know how it works. Last one, light the lighter.
That's brilliant. I didn't even see
now, that's 3 coins, right? So now that we've turned the paper into coins, now we can do the impossible. Do you see the 3 coins? What's your name, sir?
Tony.
Tony, if I put these 2 here, how many does that leave there? Take the lighter for me, Tony. Light it. If I just light it, yeah, light the lighter. If I wave this coin over your hand, the first coin disappears. Let's do that again. You might have missed it. How many coins left?
Missed it. 2.
How many coins? Right, watch. I'll put that one there. Light the lighter. Last one. Look, we've still got a bit of paper here, so let's use this. Light the lighter one more time. Light the lighter. This last coin, I'm just going to do this. And that's when the final coin vanishes. And here's the weird thing. We took the paper out of here at the very beginning, didn't we? Nothing in my hand.
No, did it?
Listen.
Money.
Well, if this is, I can't, but you're not going to believe this. Check this out.
No way. No way. Absolutely brilliant.
Do you ever get bored of seeing people's fascinating faces?
Okay then, guys. One of the things that people always ask me to do on the 5x5 series is tell more funny stories of stuff that's happened in my career. So I want to tell you another story. This isn't particularly funny, although it could be considered funny. It's more horrifying, to be perfectly honest. And Sarah's behind the camera. She'll actually remembers this very, very well as well. Basically, I'm sure you guys know, but I run a kids entertainment company, right? And we supply children's entertainment literally all over the UK. We do thousands of events every single year. Well, a few years ago now, we got contacted by an event planner who wanted us to do a kids party. And they said, hey, do you do kids entertainment? Yes, you do. Do we do kids entertainment for babies? They said. And I took the phone call and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, we do a tiny tots package for younger children. And, you know, I mean, I said the problem is babies that are like pure babies, anything's magic for them. Switching a light on is magic. But if you've got sort of younger children there, you know, we'll be okay. And she went, what about if it was somebody who's a baby and they can't communicate? And I went, well, that'd be a little bit difficult. And then she then went into the situation. And the situation is that this person had a client who was is a very famous celebrity in the UK, and they have a fetish. And the fetish is they dress up as a baby in a full-sized playpen, baby room that's all decked out to be a baby room, dressed up as a baby with a nappy and a diaper for Americans and a dummy, and they act like a baby, and that's kind of their thing. And it's something that this person organises for them on a regular basis. And they said it's their birthday coming up, and they want to do a birthday party for just them. And I was like, well, how do you see this working? And she went, well, the whole idea is that you would be there for half an hour, and we'd want you to do a magic and puppet show, and we'd want you to make balloon models and basically just do a kid show, and our client's going to be there watching it. And I said, is your client going to be dressed as a baby? And she said yes, and going to be acting like a baby. I was like, who's the client? And they said, well, we can't tell you until you've actually accepted the booking. We can't tell you, and even then we can't actually engage your services without you signing an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. And I didn't particularly want to do this, and I spoke to everybody in the company, and nobody wanted to do this. I mean, it's a very awkward situation, but I also had to balance the fact that I desperately didn't want to do this with desperately wanting to know who this celebrity was. So I was like, okay, and I quoted a ridiculously high amount. I thought if they're a celebrity, they're probably going to pay the money, and I don't think they're going to find many people that would do this. So we quoted a ridiculously high amount. I think we quoted like 8 or 9 times what we normally charge, and they came back and they said yes. And we did the gig, and when we got there, it was exactly as I described. So the room was all laid out like a baby room. There was an oversized cot, there was an oversized pram that I assumed that he got pushed around in and slept in. There were like teddy bears and toys everywhere, and there he was on the floor in his diaper, goo-gooing and gargaying and doing his thing, and set up, did like a half an hour show. Obviously it wasn't a particularly interactive show because this baby couldn't talk. Well, of course the baby could talk, but the baby was pretending that the baby could. It's also really weird. Just basically, and the entire time it's just thinking, well, how is this? Why are you acting like this? Why am I even here? Why is this actually happening? Did the show, did the puppet routine, did the balloon modeling, came out and got paid and everything. And now I cannot look at that celebrity the same way twice. They are still a celebrity. No, I am never going to tell anyone who the celebrity is. I did sign an NDA, and I've got a feeling even now, years later, I would get in massive trouble if I actually said who it was. But they're still on TV from time to time. In fact, I saw them on TV just a few months ago. And when I see them on TV, I can't look at them in any other way other than just imagining them sitting there as a big baby, gooing and garring. So there you go. That's one of the weirdest gigs I've ever done. It's not the weirdest. One day soon, I'll tell you about the story about when we had to do a kids' party to a room full of dogs. I'm not kidding. So it's not the weirdest, but it's one of the weirdest. Let me know in the comments down below what you think and if you can match that with your weird gig. So I want to do another magic review, and I want to look at an item that I recently received from Jay Sankey at Sankey Magic. And Jay's an interesting guy because he brings out a lot of stuff that's completely unique to his shop. So it's not going to be carried through Murphy's. It's not going to be carried through any other magic dealers. The only place you can get it is from Jay. And a lot of the stuff that he brings out is very low tech. Some of it's amazing, some of it's not so good. This is a routine called Spellbound, and Ryland has looked at this. I've looked at this. Ryland is obsessed with this trick. He absolutely loves it. I think it's really good as well, and I think it's quite commercial. I'm going to perform it for you first of all, and then once I've performed it for you, I'll kind of wrap this whole review up. But if you want the brief synopsis, it's really good. Let's have a look at a live performance right now. Okay, so Sarah's going to help me with this, and you are going to be my glamorous assistant, Sarah. I'm going to make a prediction first of all. I don't want you to see what the prediction is, but I'm going to make a prediction. And I'm going to squidge that up into a ball. We will get back to that in a little bit. Now, the other thing that we need as well, Sarah, is a playing card. So as I go down through the deck, can you do me a favor? Can you just say stop?
Stop.
Cool. And can you have a look at that card for me?
Yeah.
Can you remember it?
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Brilliant. So we have a pack of cards. We have a piece of paper. The card's done now. We don't need to worry about that any more time. What we need is this. What I have here, Sarah, is a glass. And inside the glass, there are some Scrabble tiles. I just grabbed a few at random. We've got a W, an O, an L, an S, a C, a T, a B, and a U. So there's a whole bunch of different Scrabble tiles in there. What I'm going to do, and you can the beautiful thing about this is, you can examine all of this. Okay, so you can examine all of these. I would put them in there, then I would give you this. Now, obviously, you're behind the camera, so I will do your role. But what would happen is I would say to you, you're going to mix them up, and if you haven't got a glass, you can do it in the hands. But you're going to mix this up, and then what you're going to do is tip them out. Okay, and how it's going to work is whichever ones land face down, we're going to get rid of, and we're going to end up with just one at the end. So let me show you what I mean. You'd shake it and mix it up, and you'd go, well, okay, well, that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone. We're left with a T, a C, a B, and an L. You get the idea? So you then mix these up again, and you tip them out, and we got rid of another one. So we're left with a C, and we're left with a B. So we'll do it again. And okay, so we're left with a B. And you could have had any of these tiles. It could have been absolutely anything. Would you agree?
Yeah.
You would have made all the decisions, but you ended up on a B. And what's interesting is on the piece of paper before I began, I wrote down B. I knew that you would end up with a B, which is quite a nice thing. And that's pretty impressive that I was able to predict the letter that you would end up on. But here's the interesting thing. I said I grabbed some Scrabble tiles at random. I did not grab the Scrabble tiles at random. Do you know why?
No.
I grabbed specific Scrabble tiles out because I wanted to make a prediction. I made this prediction this morning when I grabbed these Scrabble tiles. It's a prediction of what you would do. You see, this may not mean anything to you, but if I put these together like this, and then I put this here, and this, and this, and this, and this, does that mean anything to you?
Well, it's a card,
Was
isn't it?
your card the two of clubs there, Sarah?
Maybe.
And maybe, and everything is now examinable. So, I mean, anybody who's watching this will know that this is based on an old coin plot where you get the coins shook up and you get rid of the heads and you're left with one tails and you can tell the date beforehand. But Scrabble tiles makes it really interesting. It's quite a unique thing. I haven't seen many tricks with Scrabble tiles. Francis Minotti has done some things with it in the past, but there's not many people. And the props that you get are wonderful. Scrabble tiles really look authentic, and then you get little stickers so that you can create extra gaffs, and you can repeat this again because you actually get 2 gaffs, so you can do it with a completely different letter the next time. And I love the idea of actually including the ones that you get spell out the 2 of clubs, because I think that that's a nice ending. Because if you just predict the letter that they're going to end up on, that's pretty good, that's okay. But then having that kicker ending of the playing card, it really just takes it to the next level. As with most of Jay's stuff, it's really well taught. It's like a 45-minute download that goes through lots and lots of different handlings, lots and lots of ideas, lots and lots of routines. And it just fits in your pocket. You can just put some Scrabble tiles in your pocket, have a pack of cards with you, and you're good to go anytime, anywhere. It's an instant reset, no table required. I'm going to give this 90%. I think it's a really good trick, and it is well worth buying from sankymagic.com. Right, I want to give you a sneak peek now of an upcoming Talk Magic. I've just filmed this a few days ago and we're in the middle of editing it. This is probably going to drop on the channel in the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe in the next month, and it's an interview with Marc Lavelle. If you haven't heard of Marc Lavelle, his story is fascinating. He started off working with World Magic Shop along with David Penn, John Farr and people like that. From there, he set up his own entertainment company, supplying specialized entertainment to literally all over the world. Along the way, he's also created some amazing magic. I'm sure you guys remember Skynet from last year, which is incredible. And he's also worked alongside Murphy's Magic on some of their releases, including the Darryl Legacy line. Marc has a lot of knowledge and experience, and his interview is going to be fantastic. I thought I'd give you a bit of a sneak peek right now. So this is a bit of a first look at the Marc Lavelle interview, which is going to be dropping on the channel really soon. One thing that a lot of magicians bring up, especially on Facebook groups and places like the Magic Cafe, is, TV magic sucks because you can't do any of that stuff in the real world, and it's just cheating, and it's making life harder for the magicians that actually go out in the trenches. And you know that I think that's total complete and utter rubbish. As somebody that's actually consulted, can you?
Yeah, there is a little bit of cheating that we wouldn't get away with in the real world, but my kind of like mantra for TV magic is if the spectator that you're just performing to watches it back at home and experiences the same thing, then I think that's fine. So like, we did use things like and all TV magic use this, like things like time misdirection, because it is very difficult to misdirect a camera, obviously. Time misdirection, was sometimes a factor, but that, again, like I say, is pretty much in every TV magic show. You don't always see things as they were filmed. But yeah, we didn't stooge anything. I've got to say, Andy, who was our producer, he also worked on like Balls of Steel and like this sort of show. I'm not going to say what it is, but he had a fantastic way of pre-showing people without pre-showing them. Like, they were clueless. So when they experienced the trick, yeah, we may have information about them, but it was they didn't, they were never asked for it. They didn't know or anything like that. So like what Ben had obviously the amazing job of presenting and performing on it, but the trick sometimes started 20 minutes, 20 days, 4 weeks before they were actually performed on. Wow. What you see in like a 3-minute shot there, loads more work has gone into it. So like the team it was fantastic, and yeah, the producers and they had like the perfect way of building a massive dual reality, which I love. Like, I loved going there knowing, even though we weren't shooting that day, that magic is happening. It's kind of a weird sensation to put across, but like the effort that goes into just a 3-minute trick was just phenomenal. But obviously for me as well, I got the bonus of delving a bit more into my creative aspect. So like, for every trick you see performed, there were probably 20 tricks shot, or well, not 20, probably about 10 different tricks shot. Not all of them obviously made the cut for the air, but also out of those effects, like between us, we'd probably come up with like 6-7 different methods.
Yeah.
So it's like we're constantly creating, constantly thinking, which you don't get to do in any other role in Magic, I don't think.
No, you don't. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's really cool. Let's quickly talk about BGT because I didn't know about that. You and Max, first of all,
Yeah,
what did you do? Second of all, why did you choose not to air it? I mean,
okay, so it was Ben that actually said this. So I started at ITV, and I said to Ben, I was like, look, me and Max have put into audition for BGT. Is that going to be an issue? And obviously Ben had done BGT before. The issue being obviously because they're both ITV. Like if I'd happened to get all the way through whilst working at ITV, that might be a conflict of interest. And Ben was like, no, that's fine. Yeah. It was, the audition was for on a weekend anyway, so it wasn't whilst I was at work at ITV. And he gave me a bit of advice that I didn't know. He's like, if you're not 100% happy with the audition, you can ask for it not to be aired, even though you're contracted.
Okay, guys, that's another 5x5 in the bag. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like I said, you can still get love cards from all good Magic dealers. It is available and in stock. Did you like the performance? I'd love to know what you think. It is something that you can carry around in your wallet and you're good to go anytime, anywhere. And also, don't forget to check out Chad Long and his Flash Coins Re-Litt, because Chad Long is a legend. He is a Magic god. Simple as. Outside of that, if you want to see more videos like this, please do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Follow us on Instagram, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow with a Magic Live at 6 o'clock, a Talk Magic at 9 o'clock, and a Shorts at 2 o'clock. I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.